Today we're going to go through 5 exercises that can help you feel 10 years younger by improving your strength and your balance. Let's get right to it. The first exercise is a step over. So it's important that you have something to hang on to. So use a counter or a chair or something to hang on to. I'm going to use this stair rail here, but start with something low. So I'm going to start with this little bar. And I want you to work on stepping over and back and over and back. Notice I did the right leg and the right leg, then the left leg, then the left leg. Make sure that you are clearing that object though. Don't step on it. We don't want you to trip. Also, once that gets a little easier, hover your hand over the counter or chair that you're using. So not quite touching. And you want to try and work your way up to 5 times over and back with each leg. Once that starts to get easier, you can get rid of the small thing and start using something bigger. Make sure you step all the way over and all the way back. All the way over, all the way back. Again, make sure you're not stepping on it, tripping on it. Hold on to the rail at first, then progress to hovering over the rail. Again, you want to work your way up to 5 times forward and back with each leg. Let's get to the next one. The next one we're going to do is a wall plank or a chair plank. So you want to hang on to something, either a counter, a wall, something you can hang on to. You want to maintain good core stability. You'll start standing upright, and then you're going to step out and try and lean and try and maintain a good straight back. Tighten up that tummy. Try and hold it. Hold it for about 30 seconds to a minute. Once that gets easy, you can start stepping back further and further. Essentially, you don't want to go so far out that you're going to lose your balance, but start out just a little bit, lean into it, maintain that nice tight tummy. If it's too easy, or you do that minute to 30 seconds too easy, step out a little further. You can progress it by progressing those legs out, or you can progress it by using pushing off something that's a little lower. So by lowering that, you're able to lean into it more. Make sure that you're using extra caution though here. You don't want to put yourself in a compromised situation where you're going to fall. So don't push it too hard, but you want to work your way up to 30 seconds to a minute and a couple of reps of that. All right, so now we've got a chair in front of us. We're going to work on a sit to stand. You're going to want to work your way up to several sets and reps, but we're going to do a modification with a mini squat. I want you to work your way into doing about 15 mini squats. If 15 mini squats is fairly easy, then work your way all the way down and back up. If you can do the mini squats, but all the way down and up is difficult, try to you can use your arms, but try to push as much as you can through your legs, or push with one arm as much as you can through your legs. Something you can also do to modify is place a little pillow or a pad in the chair. Here's an example of a little pad you can put in. They sell these on Amazon. This just gives you a little bit of increased height, making that sit and stand easier. Once you're good with those, get rid of the pad and up and down from there. Work your way into a couple of sets, up to 15 reps. Building that leg strength. This will help increase your balance and improve your longevity and your youthfulness. If you're finding these exercises to be helpful so far, please subscribe to the channel. It helps me make more videos like this to help viewers like you. This one's very similar to the first exercise we did. We've got that step over bar. This little bar, they sell them on Amazon. It's a bar that you can use to work your wrist strength and your arm strength a little bit. But I also like to use it as a little step over tool. We'll place that on the floor, again using a countertop or something to hang onto a chair. This one is going to be a side step over. So this is working more of the lateral hip. The forward and back is working kind of more the front and the back of the hip, where the lateral hip is more the side of the hip. So again, touching that, step over and back and forth, nice and controlled. It doesn't have to be fast. I want it to be more of a balance exercise so it's controlled. If you can work your way up to not touching, I want you to work your way up to 2 sets, 10 side to side. If that starts to get easy, use some cones. That can increase your challenge. Step all the way over. Make sure you're not stepping on those cones. It can pose a little bit of a fall risk. So you gotta be careful not to step on them. Get right to it. All the way up and over. Exaggerate that step. Try not to touch. Hover if you need to, or just lightly touch. If that's too hard, hang on to that. We wanna first just get the technique down and then build your way up to the actual balance challenge. Again, even with the taller surface, work up to 10 times there and back, 2 sets, and you'll want to do that every day if you can. And let's get to the last exercise. And we're going to finish off with backward walking, okay? So you'll want to hang on to something, a chair, preferably a countertop for this one, because you need a little bit longer area to be able to walk. But essentially, I want you to work on just walking a few steps backwards, okay? And then walk forward, and then walk backwards, okay? Hanging onto that countertop at first. Once you can do that, hanging onto the countertop a few times, try to lightly hover that hand, so barely touching, all the way to not quite touching. Once this gets easy, if you're able to take a few steps backwards without tripping up, without falling, or without, catching your heel when you step, catching your toe, without having to grab hold, then I want you to work on step backwards, step backwards, step backwards, and then turn around and return. So back and forth. Again, if you can, try not to hang on. And I want you to really be aware of where you're at in your kitchen or counter here. I don't want you to go past where you can touch. This is not an exercise to be done out in no man's land. You've got to be hanging on or close to somewhere you can hang on to ensure balance. This backward stepping can help with lifting up those feet, making sure they're not catching. Also, a lot of times patients have a hard time balancing and they fall backwards. So being able to move backwards or react backwards can help you avoid falls and help you feel younger. If this video has been helpful, please subscribe and let me know how these exercises go. If you enjoyed them, I would love to hear about it. We'll catch you on the next video. Thanks.